Hannah. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Here we are with Patrick.
Hi, Hannah. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Good.
So I heard you had a question for us.
Yes, I do. So I hear a lot that we need to put our identity in God and to live as a child of God, but I don't actually know what that means in like the practical day-to-day life, especially like when you are coming back to the faith and trying to kind of change your life to have God be the center of it. How can I live out as being a child of God, and like what can I do in my day-to-day life to make that
Okay. So
a thing?
couple of thoughts about that. First, the Gospel of Saint John. Saint John calls himself the beloved disciple, right? And some people say, well, that might be because he was really humble and didn't want to appear too much, which probably is part of it. But I think a deeper thing about that is how his identity was being loved by Jesus. So this love of Jesus for him, the fact that he got to recline his head on the heart of Jesus and stuff, made such an impact on him that therefore now his being is being a beloved child of God, right? And so when we get the more we get in touch with this truth, because that's not only St. John, but each one of us are beloved children of God, the more we can live our life as children of God. So it's what one of the saints said: Christian, acknowledge your dignity. Right? We are called to be the beloved children of God. And another, maybe different angle of this is to understand that we are receiving God's love. So, like many times we think or we feel we need to earn God's love. That we have to somehow win it, but we don't. Right? Saint John in his first letter says, chapter 4, the love of God consists in this, that He loved us first. So it's that unconditional love that comes to us, and then filled with gratitude, we want to give back to Him, right? Um, so I think being a beloved child of God is being grateful, is being aware, being in contact with that. What do you think, Father Patrick?
No, that's good. That's awesome. And I think, you know what, when we say many times this idea of recognize your dignity and your identity as a child of God is as opposed to seeing your dignity, your worth, and your value in how beautiful you are or how much money can you earn, or what job you have, or what car you drive, or who are your friends, who accepts you and who does not, what you were able to accomplish in life, right? So today's world values people. A very common expression that we hear is that man is worth $2 million. What does that mean? Well, that he has $2 million and he makes whatever $2 million a year or whatever, and a person is not worth his money. Actually, is much more than that, because we're children of God, because we're redeemed by the blood of Christ, and that's what St. Paul says. You were redeemed at a great price. You were purchased at a great price, and that is what gives you a dignity. So your assurance, your self, if you want security as opposed to insecurity, right? So your own assertiveness comes from the fact that Christ died for you. Even as the rest of the world does not love you, Christ died for you, and that's your dignity. And who are you? I'm a child of God. Christ paid for my being, for my life, for my eternal redemption with His blood. And all the rest of the things are nothing in comparison with this reality, right? So we should not appreciate others nor appreciate ourselves for what we have done, what we owe, what we have or own, but for who we are as children of God.
Yeah, right on, right on. And I think a practical way of staying in touch with that is being grateful. So being grateful in a daily basis. Saint Ignatius talks about this, how to grow in God's love,
Right.
and is being aware, intimately aware of His gifts.
Right. Right. And also on a regular basis in your mind and your heart to realize you are a child of God who loves you all the time.
And a great time to do that is your examination of conscience at night. So before going to bed, not just going through the sins, which is good and necessary, but don't forget to also thank God for the gifts of the day.
All
Well,
right.
thank you, Hannah, for calling in.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Great to have you here.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.